Hello, this is Will Lucas. Welcome to my video blog, Surfing with Cancer, my second Vietnam, Chapter 6, Pleiku. In the previous chapter, I covered my letters home written in July 1966 while on a 3.5-week cruise to Vietnam. I had just turned 20 and considered myself a surfer, musician, and optimist. I made the very best of the situation in spite of a black cloud hanging over my head. Crossing the Pacific was an exciting time for a young guy who, outside of basic training, had never left the East Coast. On July 30th, 1966, we landed in Quy Nhon. While most of the troops joined up with their trucks and other equipment, I was flown to our new base of operation, Pleiku. We were combat engineers. My unit, Company C, 4th Engineering Battalion, 4th Infantry. Our mission was simple: build a base camp in the middle of an open field for the regular infantry to move in. My MOS was field radio mechanic. The Army picked up on the fact that I had attended an electronic trade school for a year after high school, and that I had been building my own equipment for my band. As it turned out, my assignment to the commo section of my unit made my position somewhat indispensable. I was the only person in my unit for the first month. My job was demanding, stressful, and done without a lot of sleep, but as compared to the many other troops who were doing heavy construction in horrible weather, I had it made, not to mention the brave soldiers who put their lives on the line every day. I almost lived inside my commo truck for the first month, and that kept me somewhat dry and warm during the onslaught of the monsoon season. And now here's some of my letters written during August 1966. My first letter home to my parents, 1 August 66. You wouldn't believe this place where we're stationed. It's just like the States as far as the terrain is concerned. The weather's about 90 during the day and about 55 at night, and about 5:15 every night it pours for about a half an hour. Everyone strips down and runs out in the rain and soaps down and gets a really refreshing shower. As far as I'm concerned, it's ideal weather. I can't really feel like I'm out of the States. The first cab is surrounding us at the moment. They set off mortar and cannon fire all day and night to harass any VC that might have entered the area. They're moving out either today or tomorrow to push some VC back into Cambodia, about 20 miles from here. I've been taking lots of pictures. I'll send the film to you, but I can't send you any money to have them developed because it's all in MPC. We haven't gotten set up completely. We lost a lot of stuff in shipment, like the tent our platoon is supposed to sleep in. I haven't been scared yet, but I might if the first cab moves out and leaves us unprotected. Any canned food or candy or Kool-Aid or any other goodies laying around going to waste would be much appreciated by this young GI in Southeast Asia. I'm hungry. I haven't had a beer since July 5th, 1966. Later that same day, boy, I've been working today, digging foxhole after foxhole. It didn't rain today. We just got issued ration cards for beer and other stuff. August 2nd. I went to bed last night, and just as I was about to doze off, the sergeant comes in and says everyone get dressed. We had to pull guard duty all night long. I've never been so muddy in all my life. Gee, only 487 days left in the Army. We get out of Nam about June next year, I think. More so, I hope. Right now it's 1:15 in the afternoon and it's pouring down with rain. Write soon and often. Hungrily yours. August 5th. Well, I'm sitting in the combo van operating the radio. Last night I had guard duty all night, and the night before. The fact is, I've only slept in my bunk once since we got here. I might get some sleep tonight because they put another guy in here to help, although I'm the only one in the combo section in our company. I want to tell you how cold it gets at night around here. When you're sitting in a damn foxhole all night, it kind of gets to you. Usually it rains during the night. I haven't received any letters yet. What's keeping you? Things are looking bad tonight. We're supposed to get mortared by the VC. If we do, I'm jumping in the nearest foxhole, the deepest also. I finally got scared once the other night. I was sitting in my foxhole and heard someone out there running, but I couldn't see them. They caught poor VC in a Jeep about 3 miles from here the other night. One was an officer. Also about 6 miles from here, some VC hit part of the first cab, wounded about 40 and killed about 12. Tomorrow, Well, we didn't get hit last night. I also didn't get sleep. Not bad operating the radio. At least you stay dry and warm. One brigade from the 4th Infantry is coming in today. Our trucks are bringing them in now. This means we'll be pulling less guard duty, if any at all. I hope none. I think I have to operate again tonight. One of these days I'm going to get some sleep. You wouldn't believe how dirty I am. I've got a crust of dirt on me that just won't wash off. Much later the same day. I just took a shower, or whatever you call standing nude in the field dumping water all over yourself. Anyway, I feel a little cleaner, but don't look so much cleaner. I just got paid, but they screwed up and didn't give me enough. I bought a money order for $170, which I think the Army is sending home. I don't really know. I filled out a card and handed them my $170 and didn't get anything back. Oh well. By the way, did you receive my guitar yet? I'll close for now. August 11th. The weather's been warming up quite a little, but it rained for a good part of the day. It's been raining just enough to get everything muddy, but not hard enough to take a shower, as you can see by the dirt on the paper coming off on my hand. It's been great working over here for the past 3 days. It's a lot better than the state. No formations, no PT, and most important, no haircuts. We also get free beer, candy, soap, stationery, and other good stuff every day. Although we work a 7-day week, it's actually better than having days off. If we had off, our minds would be traveling, and we'd have a lot of hardship cases. By the way, I bought a new guitar last night for the small price of 1500p. Even though the workday is longer, the time seems to go pretty fast over here. It will be no time at all before I'm on my way home. I can't wait to get R&R, which is wartime leave. We're flown free to a small selection of places for 5 days, usually Okinawa, Japan, or somewhere like that. You used to be able to go to Hawaii, but I think they cut that out. We'll see ya. Side note, a small town grew up right outside our base. As we constructed the camp, enterprising Vietnamese set up brothels and stores right outside. It was here that I bought my guitar. It wasn't much. In fact, it disintegrated before we moved out. In 2010, I met up with my good friend Tom Darmody, who I'd lost contact with for more than 40 years. He gave me the following letter dated 7/31/66. Hi Tom, come over and join the fun. All you can hear at night is machine guns, tanks, and mortars. I haven't seen any rice paddies yet. Only one guy got killed so far in our division, not by the VC either. One of his buddies shot him in the head while cleaning his unloaded .45. It killed him instantly. I tell you, if I get killed over here, I want to get killed in action, not by some stupid accident. The duty over here is much better than the States. I used to think it was crazy when some guys came back from Nam and said they liked it. I can see why now. In the States, they bother you with so much small stuff, it's ridiculous. Like haircuts and shaving, spit-shine boots, starched uniforms, and all kinds of simple things. I run the commo section in our company by myself. There's supposed to be a sergeant and 2 radio operators in addition to me, but there isn't. If I do a good job over here, there's a chance that they'll promote me to sergeant before my tour is over. That would be nice because I could really haul in the money over here because we get overseas pay plus combat pay. I'm stationed outside of a town called Pleiku. The girls come up to you and ask if you want boom boom. I guess you know what that is. However, the people in the villages near our base camp, who live in thatched huts, are quite different than the normal Vietnamese. The men and women run around with only a piece of leather covering their groin. It's kind of cool in a way, but you don't want to get caught by the men fooling around with their women. The men have a nasty habit of performing castration. As a matter of fact, you don't want to fool with the women here. If they don't get you in some kind of trouble, they'll give you some type of disease. We're up in the mountains, so it doesn't get too hot during the day, but at night it's freezing. It gets down to about 50 at night. It rains for a total of about 4 hours every day. How are things back in OC, for instance? If you have been down there, let me know what's going on surf-wise as well as action. I can't wait to get back on a board. We're moving September 20th to a place called Quy Nhon, I think. I've been there before. It's pretty nice. It's right on the South China Sea. Maybe I can get some surfing in there. Would you believe that I'm only a little over a third of the way through my 2 years? Oh well. We'll see you in about 11 months. Letter to my family, August 18th. Hi, things are starting to look pretty bad over here, although there's no threat of the enemy yet. The VC don't even need to attack us. Everyone's pretty much taking care of themselves. Not only did the one guy get shot in the head, the day after that, some guys were coming off patrol, and one of them accidentally pulled the pin on the grenade while it was still on the harness. He did not have time to take off his gear, so the grenade went off, killing him and seriously injuring 2 others. I think they did capture a VC the other night. 2 guys were walking up the road in front of our camp with an Oriental at gunpoint. They had him blindfolded and his hands tied. About 5 minutes later, after they got him here, they took him away in a helicopter. I haven't had guard duty in about a week. I get off about 5 every night and go to work about 6 in the morning. I haven't even left the company area since we got here, so I haven't seen anything other than the land surrounding us. I did manage to sneak down to the jungle the other night and cut down some bamboo. I haven't seen anything of action yet, and as far as I'm concerned, it can stay like this. I wouldn't mind going home and telling everyone I didn't see the first bit of action. As long as I can tell them something, that's all I care about. The time really seems to fly over here. Before you know it, I'll have been in the Army for a year. Then, only 366 days left. I got rooked. Next year's a leap year. I got your Kool-Aid. Also, you said you were going to send some things I used to take camping. Please don't send any meat or spaghetti or anything like that in a can. Send canned fruits or canned cake or some good old chocolate chip cookies. Please keep writing me. If you can, just drop a little letter every day, even if it's just to say hi. Mail is just about the only thing that can make a day complete over here. Don't forget the Kool-Aid. You have to do something to kill the taste of the water. Side note, I came very close to my own friendly fire accident. For some stupid reason, I let someone else use my rifle on patrol while I stayed back in base camp. When he returned the rifle to me, I asked if it was empty, and he said yes. I asked him if he was sure, and he seemed insulted. He then said, "Here, I'll show you." He pointed the rifle at the ground, and it went off, missing my foot by 6 inches. In another situation, one of our cooks got hold of some marijuana. I don't think he was prepared for the potency of the local dope. He ended up in bed with his loaded M14 pushed against his head, threatening to kill himself. We were able to talk him out of it without a problem. He had just received a Dear John letter from his girlfriend. Summary of a letter postmarked August 19th. I was sitting on the back of the combo truck. Sun finally came out. I asked my parents to send my sunglasses. Monsoon to continue for another month. Talk of moving to Ben Mitois, but just another example of miscommunication or propaganda. We had training about North Vietnamese and Viet Cong weapons. We were told that we'd be going right along with the regular infantry on patrol. First mention of possible R&R to Hawaii. Summary of a letter written August 21st, 66. I wrote my parents and told them that a cook got drunk and shot a sergeant in the leg. My parents had written back to me and expressed their concern that we had beer in a combat zone, and plenty of it. In 2003, I reunited with my surf buddy Mike Dwyer, who I hadn't seen for over 40 years. He handed me a stack of letters from Vietnam. This one's dated August 21st. Like Tom's letter, it's not included in my book, Mail Call, which I wrote in 1996. Hi, Mike. I'm not even going to ask how the surf is, because knowing you, you've been keeping your board warm on the beach. You've probably also bought all the latest in surf clothes, huh, Gremlin? Well, for your information, I bought a 2-inch cow dung surfboard with a genuine banana leaf skeg. Not really. But seriously, I'm going to Hawaii on R&R, so I'll get some surfing in. It'll probably be in December, so maybe I can ride some heavies, if I can get up the nerve, that is. After a couple more months over here, I think I'll have nerve enough to try most anything. Duty over here isn't as hard as the States, but the idea of knowing you might get killed any minute kind of gets to you. So you have to sit down and write letters and do things to keep your mind off that. I think I'll get used to it. All you hear all day and night is mortar fire from our troops carrying off any VC that might be in the area. We'll see you. Letter to my family, postmarked August 24th. I'm sitting in the back of my combo truck as usual, but I got tired of writing letters, so I decided to type for a while. Last night was fabulous. Hanoi Hannah had announced that the 4th Division would be visited. She was right. She was almost right. Almost right isn't good enough over here. Before they could even make it to our lines, they were wiped out. The Air Force had planes up all night dropping flares. The flares lit up the place like daytime. As soon as they saw anything move, they would shoot. They were using tracer rounds, which are bullets dipped in some kind of chemical, which ignites when the round is fired. They use tracer rounds to see where the bullets are hitting. They are bright red in color and make a beautiful sight if you can forget what they are being used for. A couple of other guys and I were sitting in the back of my truck and watching the bullets hit more than a half mile away. It all seemed so weird. We didn't get the least bit shook up, probably because we knew they didn't have a chance. You best believe as the VC had started firing back up in this direction, that I'd be the first one in my foxhole. I've got one more roll of film to shoot, then I'll send them home. I got some beautiful shots of the ocean and islands on the way over, but I haven't been anywhere since we landed, so most of the pictures are just of the camp. It hasn't rained much in the last couple of days. I did my laundry yesterday because the sun was shining so bright. I had my shirt off and actually got a little bit of a sunburn. It felt good to get a little sun on me again. I lost almost all the tan I had. In answer to your question about church, yes, I get to go every Sunday. It's held inside of a tent, probably just like in the picture you saw. I wish I could take a picture inside my combo truck. It's unbelievable. My CO nearly faints every time he walks in. Every day there's something new. Tonight he walked in and saw the tape recorder and shook his head and walked away. He's young, so he understands. Speaking of my CO, you ought to hear him play the guitar. He plays jazz, and I just love jazz guitar. He borrows my guitar once in a while because he doesn't have one here. Oh yeah, any surfing type magazines would be greatly appreciated. You can pick yourself up off the floor now because I'm serious. Boy, it's getting hotter by the day. It rained today for the first time in about 3 days. It's hard to believe how fast the weather has changed. Oh well, it'll all be over before I know it. That's all for now. I gotta get back to the sounds. Bye. Summary of a letter written August 31st, titled Spec 4. I must have gotten a promotion. More wasteful deaths from a mine explosion. Asking for electronics catalog so I can build my combo hut. Need something to keep my mind occupied. I realize I have it physically easier than a lot of the construction and heavy equipment guys. I haven't had KP or CQ since I got here, and I've only had guard duty the first week. They haven't given me details like that because I'm the only one in combo, and they may need me in the middle of the night. As I look back, I realize how lucky I was that first month in country. With the exception of setting up the equipment the first few days, I had switched from being a radio mechanic to a radio operator. My new handle, Perrybeer 50. I finally got some relief with radio work over the next 2 months. And as the base camp began to take shape, I was called on to do various projects around the camp and go on patrol as needed. But I also focused on my personal goals. I had dreams of building a recording studio in the combo hut someday. I was making plans for a possible trip to Hawaii for surfing. But it was obvious. I was homesick and needed the support from friends and family to help me cope. And that's where I am today as I face a new set of cancer treatments that coincidentally started on my 50th anniversary of setting foot in Vietnam. This medication is said to work for about 18 months. And coincidentally, in August 1966, I had 18 months left to serve in the Army. Once again, I am short. And like then, surfing and music have helped me greatly. My support group is as strong as ever, and I'm lucky to have a great wife sharing the foxhole with me this time. Whenever I start feeling sorry for myself, I realize how well I have it compared to so many others. As my friend Bill Wise always says, all's good